Hello, welcome to this special we're going to call the Wisconsin Summer Mashup live stream with Sunshine Brewing's head brewer Caleb. And I am here. I am your host, Greg Washington. We are here to talk about this thing here, which is the Wisconsin Badger Beer Report Summer Mashup in partnership with the Madison Homebrewers and Tasters Guild, which is right here, y'all. Let's go here. Let me show you them. Yeah, they are one of the preeminent home brewing clubs in Wisconsin, let alone the whole state, y'all. Um, it's where I met my friend Caleb. And it's where I've got my chops as far as a home brewer, and also really more importantly as a craft beer drinker. We will so yeah, this is our first annual uh summer mashup here and partnership with the Madison Homebrewers and Tasters Guild, who is actually running the whole thing with BJCP judges. The judging will be held at Delta Brewing Company or Delta Beer Co. Right off of Rimrock Road in South Madison on Saturday, June 6th. Also, we are in partnership with that's why Caleb is here, and we will bring him up in a second. With Sunshine Brewing Company in Lake Mills, Wisconsin. They are going to brew the beer that wins the grand prize at the homebrew competition, y'all. What homebrew competition are you talking about, Greg? I'm talking about the Badger Beer Report, Madison Homebrewers Tasters Guild, and Sunshine Brewing Summer Mashup. It's all of us getting together and really trying to accent home brewing, accent summer drinking beers. If y'all don't want to do a summer drinking beer, y'all don't have to. We'll talk about that in a second. But this is Badger Beer Reports and Caleb from Sunshine Brewings. Uh, we got together and we started talking about. I met him at. I was at this brewery and he walks in and we're just like, "Hey, my goodness, I know you. You know me." And this is where I bring Caleb on and that wonderful informal uh introduction. Hi Caleb, how you doing?
I'm good, Greg. Always good to see you. Happy to be here. Happy that this came together.
Yeah, you want to talk about a little bit how quickly and fast it came together?
Yeah, well, it's crazy to think that it's almost a month away. I guess a little bit less than a month away today. But
Yeah.
yeah, but by happenstance, I mean, our paths crossed some years ago as acquaintances through the Madison Homebrewers and Tasters Guild. One of the we'll talk a little bit about kind of how the Madison Homebrewers and Tasters Guild helped me get to a place where I'm brewing professionally and a co-owner of a brewery. But the Madison Homebrewers and Tasters Guild is amazing. And you and I, you were at Sunshine one day. I popped in, said hi. You had this idea, as your brainchild to say, you know what, we should really do a Badger Beer Report homebrew competition. And credit to you. I mean, you had this idea of we need to find a brewery to brew the beer, and we got to talking, and here we are. And I'm looking forward to it because, as you know, my roots are in homebrewing.
Mm-hmm. And we'll get to that surely enough. But for folks who haven't made it out to Lake Mills, give us a rundown on Sunshine Brewing. What's the brewing philosophy you got going, and what styles are you leaning into this summer?
Yeah. So Sunshine Brewing was founded 7 years ago by Lane Smith, who's a longtime Lake Mills resident, and he is a lover of Belgian beer. So his initial idea with Sunshine was, I'm going to make it a Belgian style brewery. I'm going to make a lot of Belgian beer. Some years back now, about 4 years ago, he reached out to me after I had been home brewing and entered some competitions and had some success there. And he asked me if I would join him, if I would come in and help him broaden the reach of the styles that he was brewing, help him with just overall quality and the beer program itself, and to bring some new life and perspective to the beer. Um, so now we still keep Belgian beers on the menu. Usually we have two Belgian beers. I think we have our Belgian single on right now, and there's a Saison that we just put on, um, which is great because that's an area I didn't really explore before Sunshine, but I've come to love those beers. And I've kind of one lane over on lager beer, which is my absolute favorite vein of beer to work in. I love the myriad styles of beer that fall under the lager family, and we usually have one or two of those on the board as well, with, of course, IPA, and we usually have a dark beer or two in rotation as well.
All right, all right. Well, before you were running the brew house at Sunshine, you were a home brewer, as we
Hmm.
said right here with Madison Homebrews and Tasters Guild. Take
Yeah.
us back there, man. What were you brewing back then? And was it in your garage? Was it a
Yeah.
garage setup, or what was going on?
Well, honestly, when I first started, a lifelong friend of mine, Ray, had won a beer brewing kit at the Great Taste of the Midwest, and he started brewing. And he's like, "Dude, you gotta do this. You would love this." And I kind of shrugged it off for a couple months, but as luck would have it, he ended up at the end of a relationship, so he moved into my house for a little bit, and he was brewing in my backyard. And after like the second time he did it, I'm like, all right, I'll go out and see what this is about. And he was right. I fell in love with it. So I went off the deep end, started reading every piece of literature I could, started looking into organizations where I could get certified. That led me to the BJCP. And then I realized that the Madison Homebrewers and Tasters Guild did some BJCP certifications and off flavor panels and all that. So I started looking into that organization, and from there, it kind of blossomed at the encouragement of some members of the Madison Homebrewers and Tasters Guild. I started bringing beer in and entering beer in competitions, um, and I started getting pretty serious about that too. And over the course of the next few years, ended up performing well at competitions. I was the Midwest Homebrewer of the Year, and I think it was 2021 or 2022. Um, a few years in a row, I won medals at the NHC national competition, and I was invited to finally compete at the U.S. Open of beer, which is a commercial only competition. But they had me enter a few of my homebrewed beers in the American light lager and American wheat categories, and they both they took first and second in those respective categories. After that is when Lane got a hold of me and said, "Hey, what are you doing with this? Do you want to come help Sunshine?" And very similar to with my friend Raymond, I kind of, yeah, I'm good. I got a day job and all that. I don't need to be taking this to the professional level. But Lane kind of structured it in a way that permitted me to become part owner of Sunshine through the work in the beer program. And that was a unique opportunity that I couldn't pass up. And it is probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. My partnership with Lane is incredible. We provide very good balance to one another. He's a visionary on so many levels, and he does amazing work with the marketing and branding and just running the business on a day to day. So that's the kind of story in a nutshell. That's why we're here and how I got here.
Amazing. Great story. So the pro am has to be a surreal moment for you, man. What does it mean for you to go from sitting at the MHTG meetings like I was last night
Mhm.
to the with these folks to now being a commercial brewery, hosting the best of show winner from
Mhm.
your former club?
Um, I mean, it's amazing. It's one of many gifts in this whole journey I know many of the people who are part of the Madison Homebrewers and Tasters Guild, and um, many of the homebrewers there, and I know the fantastic beers that they make, and where they specialize. And I'm very much looking forward to sitting down and being part of the judging panel at Delta, who's an amazing beer industry partner of ours as well. Um, and to be able to kind of bottle up that passion that goes into the 5, 10, 15 gallons at a time, and to release it into sunshine, like let's scale it up. It takes me back to when I walked into sunshine for the first time, and Lane said, okay, let's teach you how to make beer at this scale instead of your 5 or 10 gallons at home. And I love the innovation and the creativity and the passion that comes from people who are brewing at home. They do it because they absolutely love the craft. They love the outcome. Uh, they understand the beauty and importance of beer and how it's an existential enhancer in all the things that matter in our lives. Whether it's a party, we're celebrating something, or if we want to relax or we're out on the water, beer is something that people look to because it's so wonderful and it's so amazing. And obviously, the people who are doing it at home see that and understand it more than most. So for me, it's this kind of arc that comes back, and to be able to really see that passion and that inspiration be scaled up, through something like this. If I can, you know, help out in any capacity around helping a home brewer have that kind of experience, I'm all in. I love it. Homebrewers are the heart of the beer community. So no knock on my fellow commercial brewers, but homebrewers are where it's at.
And many of them were homebrewers.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely correct. Absolutely
yep.
correct.
MHCG members have, and I can confirm, incredible palates and give notoriously great and sometimes brutal feedback.
Yeah, that's true.
Uh, how much did coming up in that club and putting your beers in front of those guys prepare you commercially?
Yeah, I mean, it was an amazing help, and the thing is, this is an art, and I think anybody who engages in art at any level has to understand that ego has no place in it. So the brutal feedback and the, hey, you could do this better, or I'm picking up this off flavor, or you need to do this better with your fermentation. Like, I'm all about that. I want the feedback because you know, as much as I can enjoy some of the beers that I make, I'm never really satisfied with anything. And the pursuit of something better, what's the next best thing, only comes by way of that feedback. So, whether it was folks who were just giving passive feedback, or, people who were really kind of putting the surgical knife to the beer that I was putting into a competition or serving at a meeting, um, it helped me. It made me better at what I was doing. So I owe a lot to that entire club, and the amazing people that are a part of it. I still have great, amazing friends that are in that club. Dwayne and Greg and Joe and Paul,
So many to name.
Jordan. Just amazing, amazing folks that I talk to regularly. I mean, those are folks that I probably talked to in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So they're great. They're amazing. They're amazing. And I miss not being able to be as present to come to the Homebrewers and Tasters Guild meetings and all that stuff. But, living out here now, it's a 30-minute drive one way to get there because we're out in the boonies. And, anyway, I miss all those folks, and they're an amazing club, an amazing group of people.
Yeah, and since you know exactly how talented the Brewers are at the MHTG and the surrounding Wisconsin clubs, what are your expectations for this best in show recipe? Are you bracing yourself for something wild?
I mean, there's going to be like creative beers, and in full transparency, sometimes homebrewers we can do a lot of stuff that on scale becomes pretty hard to reach. So I expect to see some creative stuff. I also know that there's stylistically some people that make absolutely dynamite beers. Um, Within
Mhm.
certain style ranges. And I expect that we're going to have a large variety of beers that are true to style and are, for those who are into beer brewing competitions, like 40 plus scores on the sheet. Um, there are very very capable brewers, and look, here's the other thing. This competition is open to anybody. It's not just Madison Homebrewers and Tasters Guild. So anybody from wherever can drop a beer in, drop it off. There's multiple locations, as I understand it, throughout the state where beers can be dropped off.
Yep.
Um, and we welcome folks from with zero connection to the Madison Homebrewers and Tasters Guild to put their beer in, uh,
Perfect.
because I don't care who they are or where they're from. If they have a dynamite beer and it ends up winning this competition, I'm going to be over the moon about having the ability to brew it at Sunshine. Absolutely. And to serve it. The other thing is the timing of this. We're trying to work it out so that um, the week after the competition, we can get to work on the beer
Hmm.
at Sunshine. And the purpose there is, depending on style and all that, that we can have it ready to serve at the Great Taste of the Midwest. So a lot to look forward to, man. A lot to look forward to.
Yeah. Thanks for segueing to my next question, which is the commercial batch that you will brew with the home brewer who wins
Mhm.
will hopefully be poured at the Great Taste of the Midwest this August. Can you explain just how massive of a deal this festival is,
Oh
especially for
man.
someone who came up in the Madison beer scene?
Yeah. Every year there are like USA Today does the best beer festival in the United States, and sometimes they make it a voting thing, like a popularity contest. I've been to many a beer festival across the United States. There is nothing better than walking around on those hills, under those tents, next to that lake with the view of the Capitol, just hanging out on the other side of the water in August. There's nothing like it. And the variety of breweries and beers and um, experiences that are there. There's live music, and there's events going on, and there's food trucks and all this other stuff that makes it amazing. I've not been to a beer festival that is as memorable and energized as the Great Taste of the Midwest. It's a huge festival. It is known around the United States, if not the world, and it is entirely volunteer operated, which is amazing in and of itself too. So the people that are there want to be there. They care about being there, and they make you aware of the fact that they want to be there and they're excited about it. So to me, that's what makes the Great Taste so special and so unique. To have a homebrew, scaled up homebrew served at the Great Taste of the Midwest, man, I will tell you, a half a decade ago, that would have been a dream for me.
Mhm,
Absolute dream.
mhm. And it's going to be a dream for me to enable that
Hmm.
and to see that hopefully joy in the person's face as their beer is being poured at the Great
Yep.
Taste. Now,
Hmm.
as we are live right now, y'all, there are still Great Taste tickets available. Follow the QR code up here or that link down there, and you can get into the lottery. You have a few days left. And the lottery tickets are, I think I'm able to say this from what we know, it is slow, y'all. So there's still plenty of good opportunities for you to get tickets via the lottery. Also, y'all know the secondary market in Madison. Y'all know. So still available, but you can do it the lottery way right now. The QR code up there, y'all, and the Great Taste down here. And while we're still at the Great Taste, not only is he pouring at the Great Taste, but the winner gets 2 tickets.
Mhm.
Now I don't know if y'all wanted to. I don't know if y'all want to. If y'all have that much confidence not to enter the lottery and then do something with the tickets, but that's going to be a fun part too. What's it going to be like having a winning homebrewer hang out at the Sunshine booth, Caleb, and watching this massive crowd taste their recipe?
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I think like the first like wave of people, I'll be like, yeah, you got to be here to pour this thing and talk about it and whatever. But for me, realistically, if it's somebody who hasn't experienced the great taste of the Midwest before or has only been once or twice, I'm going to say, all right, you've done your duty, you've done your responsibility. You can come back and pour as much of your own beer as you want, but please go
Mhm,
out and
mhm,
enjoy this whole environment. You
mhm,
can rotate back in, come back here, pour beer whenever you want, but go check out what you want to check out.
mhm,
Um, I think that's important too because as a home brewer, I would seek out new, different, or renowned beers, archetypes of certain styles, and the Great Taste of the Midwest is a place that you can get, gosh, dozens of them. Just
mhm,
walking around sampling things.
mhm.
So, yeah, I think it'll be incredible. They'll get to experience both sides of it, and hopefully, it'll be a day that they never forget for all the best reasons.
Yeah, and as an incentive for people who are not in the Madison Homebrewers Tasters Guild, we are offering a hop bounty for the club that gives the most entries outside of the Madison Homebrewers and Tasters Guild. So I love my home. I love my home turf. I love my home people. I know that we are probably favorites to take this home. But Caleb, it will be very exciting for me to see someone outside of Madison who may be a little unfamiliar with the Great Taste, who may have not been to the Great Taste that much, to
Mhm.
have that platform. Just as it would be exciting for any of my friends from the Madison Homebrewers, right?
Yep.
To have that platform. It'd be even more special from someone from Oshkosh. Y'all hear me out there? I know I was just talking to them. They have some entries for us. Milwaukee, I know y'all are out there. So we do, and while we're here, I'm going to mention that Caleb, as Caleb said here, we put up the summer mashup details, so that's a QR code now for the mashup details, y'all. Y'all can go there right now to find out what I'm about to show you, which is there's 52 entries out of 150. So you still got plenty of time to get your entries in. But we have 4 places that you could drop off your beers. One of them is Delta Beer Company. Well, the other one is the Hop and Garden. The Hop and what? Wait, let me get this right. Caleb, say it right for me, please. The
The
Hop
wine
and
and hop shop?
the Wine and Hop Shop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Brewmasters, Brewing Equipment in Sheboygan Falls, and Amorphic Beer in Milwaukee are our 4 drop off points, y'all. And you can see 2 of them here. Hop Garden Inventors are not, and you are not drop off points, y'all, just so you know, but they are sponsors who are Hop Garden, Inventors, and the Yeast Bay. Y'all are sponsors who are donating yeast, hops, and malt for the first place, second place, and third place winner. One of the things that I really would love to do, Caleb, with this summer mashup and any kind of uh, homebrew competition that the Badger Beer Report sponsors, I want the prizes to be big and bad,
Mhm.
and I think we got that with a pro-am. We got
Mhm.
that with 50 pounds of malt. We're on our way.
Mhm.
So yeah, got all that in y'all. So Caleb, since you've been in these homebrewers shoes,
Mhm.
And you know what? You know what it takes to win over local judges. What is your biggest piece of advice for our homebrewers to make their summer styles pop on June 6th?
Oh boy. Well, so I wanna go back to like 3 minutes ago.
Yep.
I know there are phenomenal brewers in the Oshkosh area,
Okay.
Green Bay as well,
Mhm.
the beer barons in Milwaukee. There have been plenty of times in, regional home brewing competitions, uh, as far out as like Indiana and Iowa, that folks from those areas of the state have roasted me in some of the areas like that
Mm.
I was entering beers. Not that I won all the time, but I know they can make beer that is impressive. I've tasted it, I've
Mhm.
competed against it, and they would like I'd put beers in and I'm like, this one's pretty nice. And then the beer barons would come in and I just wouldn't even place because they like sweep a category. Uh, they're good at what they do. They're awesome brewers and upper echelons in terms of quality and
Mhm.
just overall style representation.
Mhm.
Um, very impressed with them. So yeah, I hope that they get involved in this competition because again, like odds are I'd probably learn something from them on our brew day, and they'd get a unique experience brewing with me. I know that there's so many great Wisconsin brewers out there. It's just the point that I'm making with all that.
Mhm.
But the biggest piece of advice that I could give, I mean,
Mhm.
just go back to basics. Water is everything. Focus on your water treatments and your water sources. Um, make a recipe that not only on paper looks good and kind of captures the objectives of what you're doing stylistically or with your creative idea, but also something that you're excited about brewing. I'm a very strong believer that you can taste a little bit of that passion, and when you really care about a beer that you're
Mhm.
brewing, I think it shows in the final product. I think the outcome is better because you're paying closer attention to every step of the process. Um,
Mhm.
so do something that you're excited about. Pay attention to the details. Get into the nitty gritty. Try to get your water profiles and your malt bill and all of that kind of tuned up, and I don't know, give it your all. Um, I know that the beers that for me when I was competing at a homebrew level would do the best were the ones that were closest to my heart. And I think if you got a beer style like that or a recipe like that, please make it. And I want to drink it. So put it in the competition.
Mhm. 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 Yeah, and we're strictly capped at 150 entries. That's just for the whole state of Wisconsin, y'all. The deadline to drop off is fast approaching on May 30th. Are we're getting really fastly to the point to where you have to brew this week, right, Caleb?
Uh, for the winner, are you talking about or what?
I'm talking about to get your entry in. I mean,
Oh yeah,
we're
yeah, yeah. I mean, oh
we're here
yes,
at
sorry,
we're here
yes,
at May 7th, and your
yeah.
entries are in at
That's
30th. So you want to talk about that a little bit? What
Yeah,
it comes down to?
even that's a pretty tight turn at this
Right,
point. I mean,
right,
you
right,
could get
right.
something like you could crank something out. Yeah, we got
Okay,
a month.
okay.
But if you're brewing now, like if you're brewing this weekend for this competition, make sure that you are focusing on styles that can be adequately represented with a young version of the beer. You know,
Mhm,
like for me personally, I probably wouldn't be making a super whirlpool and dry hopped hazy IPA right now because odds are it'd be a hop burn bomb.
mhm,
3.5 weeks from now.
mhm,
Um, so
mhm,
yeah, I mean, you could still turn some stuff. I probably wouldn't be making a lager beer right now, but
mhm,
like a nice summer blonde ale or a nice American wheat, you could still turn pretty easily at this point. But it's getting
mhm,
close. You
mhm.
gotta, unless you're using like Kvike yeast, then you could get it done in 2 weeks. But yeah, the window is closing here.
Yeah, and I think you answered my last question, which is any final words to your fellow homebrewers who are finalizing their recipes? You should
Yeah,
be you should be finalize that recipe, right?
yeah. Get it going. Get it in the fermenter, please. No, but even beyond like just the recipe and whatever, um, final words for homebrewers. I know what all of you are capable of doing, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Um, so I just I don't know. I look forward so much to uh tasting the best stuff that you can bring to the table. And I know many of you probably are also have beers that are already in bottles or kegs that you can, send in or bottle off the keg and send in, um, that are just going to be dynamite. And final words for homebrewers: keep doing what you're doing. I love it, and I know that all of you do, and it's important for us to keep the traditions and the science and the art of all this going and growing. And I don't know, all that matters. So I'm kind of stumbling over my words here, but I love this stuff and I love the homebrewing community. Um, and it means the world to me to be able to participate in this capacity.
I couldn't agree with you more. I feel that same way from the seat that I'm at. And this is why it just felt natural to talk to you about it. I just didn't think it would happen so fast, so quickly. And shout out to you and shout out to so before we get out of here, shout out to our sponsors. We can't do this without them. Delta's, giving us a place, and there will be a party on Saturday, June 6th, where the judging will be, y'all. I could say that publicly because we're really close to giving y'all details, but we're still working on them. I want to shout out to all of our sponsors. Of course, I'm going to shout out before we get out of here, Sunshine Brewing, everything that you and Lane have done up until this point, and will continue to do. Just a thank you from us here at Badger Beer Report. Of course, this would not have happened without the Madison Homebrewers and Tasters Guild. Not only that's where Caleb and I became friends, and we met each other. So there would be nothing without this group putting us together. Obviously, they are very instrumental in running this BJCP certified competition that Caleb and I both pretty much wanted it to be, to bring that credibility of those judges and all those people that we know and love, and all the things that they do. So bringing that was great. And then, of course, here it is, y'all. This is summer mashup in partnership with Sunshine Brewing and Madison Homebrews and Tasters Guild. And again, I couldn't be more proud of my partners in this, of our partners in this, and all the work that is being done to make this wonderful and fun event happening. We have, before we go here, y'all, we have fifth. We're still one. There's still what, 98 entries available. I have yet to put mine in, so there's going to be 97. And there's definitely, I know there's at least 15 out there that I know of people who haven't even got their entries in, y'all. So it's going to creep to 100. We may not make it to that 150, but I would advise you to get on right now and get your entries in. You never know. And I wouldn't underestimate not only my club, I wouldn't underestimate Wisconsin in general as having the love of beer that we do have. And
Mhm.
on that note, I'm going to let Caleb have the last word here, and we will see y'all. If y'all will be able to come to that, y'all be able to come to Delta Beer Lab on June 6th, Saturday, June 6th. You can meet all of us. We will be there at the tap room. But if not, you will obviously be able to see us at the Great Taste of the Midwest. Now we're going to do the best we can to make sure that this beer is on at the Great Taste. There's
Mhm.
no guarantee, but it is our clear intention that's what we want to have just for not only the winter, we want to have it for Sunshine, we want to have it for the report, and we wanted to have it for the Madison's Homebrews and Tasters Guild, who put all that work in to the Great Taste of the Midwest.
Mhm.
On that note, Caleb, I want to thank you for everything y'all are doing for this. I want to thank you for being a friend. Dun,
Yeah, man.
dun, dun. Traveling
Um,
back home and back again. But
yeah.
also, we're probably going to get flagged for that. But I do want to thank you for everything. And lastly, I'll give you the last word and we'll get out of here.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but yeah.
The selflessly, the one person you didn't thank was yourself on the Badger Beer Report. This genuinely is only possible because of your drive and your passion for getting this off the ground. I just feel fortunate to be a part of it and to be, the brewery that you thought, hey, this is the right fit, and that's amazing to me, and I'm very grateful for that. So thank you for everything you're doing, on the Badger Beer Report is doing. Um, Beyond that, with entries, one thing that sprang to mind. Look, I know if you're passionate about home brewing, you're doing more than one beer. You got plenty of beers on tap at home or bottled up at home. Put more than one entry in. Drop 3 in, drop 4 in, whatever you want to drop in. If you got something at home that you think is great, let's load it up and put it in the rotation for the competition. Um, Outside of that, one thing you did mention in passing as well, Greg, is we are going to have this beer on tap at Sunshine, obviously, and we will keep it on tap until it kicks. So if you want to, if you end up being the winner or you're just really into the competition and the outcome, you can always stop by Sunshine and have some of it too if you can't make it to the fest. So anyway, I'm just I'm grateful for the opportunity to be a part of this. I think what we've put together here in such short order is great, um, and I absolutely cannot wait to work with one of my kin in the homebrewing community to make this beer at a larger scale, and we'll do everything we can to make it amazing.
Excellent. And what's in your glass before we get out of here?
Oh yeah, this is my son. It's Sunshine Brewing, the whole enchilada. It's our
Oh,
gosh, it's blurring out. Well,
yeah,
maybe
put it
it
in
won't.
front of you. Yeah, there we
There we
go.
go.
There we
Full
go.
enchilada. It's a Mexican dark lager. It's for sale in the Madison area and Lake Mills area, Jefferson County, and Central and Eastern Dane County. But we do have a new beer coming out this week that will be released in cans called Common Ground. That's more of a patio pounder for the summertime. Nice American lager beer. Well, actually, it's a Mexican lager beer, but nice, pale, and crisp. So that'll be coming out. But yeah, this is, I really enjoy this beer. We have it in cans in a couple stores around the area, or you can just stop by Sunshine and have some. We have it on tap and in to go cans from the brewery.
Excellent. And Caleb, you and I will work on some kind of event too for the release of this beer, and
Oh
I
yeah,
will be out there for sure.
yeah.
And also, I'm drinking Cole's Cold Cash Millionaire, y'all, from the one and only Young Blood Brewing, which will be opening their DeForest place here soon. And it was a delightful sour. I was hoping, it's Young Blood, so it's either an IPA or a sour. I love them. I get them. But and I was hoping this was a IPA, but it was a sour. But it was still pretty good. And yeah, I'm enjoying it in my super moon glass. All
Uh,
right,
I'm
Caleb.
I'm envying your sour beer. Honestly, like I love sour
Okay.
beer so much, and Youngblood is incredible at what they do.
Mhm,
So enjoy
mhm.
the hell out of it, man.
Amen. 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 And on that note, I'll see you for sure on I keep trying to say January. June 6th, Saturday, June 6th. You get all your entries in by the 30th, y'all. Some of those other drop-off places are a couple days early. You need to check Amorphic and up at Brewmasters. But you still have a couple weeks, like Caleb said. If you have something that you brewed a little bit back that's still popping, we would love to judge it. We
Hmm.
would love to see y'all bring it out. Bring out the best. Only the best competition brings out the best in show.
Hmm.
So on that note, we're getting out of here. Thank you again, Caleb. Thank you again,
Yeah.
Madison Homebrewers. And we'll see all of y'all on the 6th. If not, we'll see you at the Great Taste. If not, we'll see you at Sunshine Brewing for the release. If not, we'll see you here at Badger Beer Report because we ain't going anywhere. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Caleb.
Yeah. Take care.